Okay, we're going to be talking about St. Paul's letters tonight. St. Paul wrote the most books of the Bible. He wrote 14 books of the Bible. They're actually epistles, which we learned about earlier in the year. An epistle is a letter. So he wrote 14 different letters to different churches or different people that are included in our scripture. Okay, so his content is usually he'll start out with a greeting of some sort. He'll, say, I'm Paul, I'm writing to you. Basically, I hope you're having a good day type deal, greeting them. And then he would pray for the community. And then he would provide a teaching and sometimes correction about a Christian belief. So, for example, he might teach them about, Christ's love, and then correct them and say, you're not forgiving each other, you need to forgive each other. Or, for example, we've talked about this before, but at one point he tells them that they need to stop getting drunk on the blood of Christ at Mass. So different stuff like that, where he'd provide the teaching, tell them something, and then give them a correction. He usually would state his travel plans that were coming up. So, next I'll be going to, so that they would be aware, and maybe if they wanted to go there as well, they could meet him and listen to him preach. And then he would give them some sort of farewell, goodbye, I'll be praying for you type thing. So once again, he'd give them a greeting, he'd pray for the community, he'd give them a teaching or some advice, he'd state his travel plans, and then he'd say goodbye. Now, these are the books that St. Paul wrote. All of them are letters. The letter to the Romans, so he wrote to the people in Rome, the Christians in Rome. Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, the Corinth was the place that he wrote to. The people that lived there were the Corinthians. So each of these are places that he was writing to, or people in certain regions. Galatians, Galatia, Ephesians, Ephesus, the Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians. All these are places, and those are the people that lived there. And then you have 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus and Philemon, who are actual people that he wrote letters to. And then lastly, obviously, he wrote to the Hebrews, which would have been the Jewish people. Okay, so go make sure you take your quiz, and I will see you tomorrow.